Shalom. Before I begin, I want to give all praises to Yahweh, about Shem Yahushua, about Shem Kradash, and the honors for the apostles and elders, great millstone. Shalom to the high temptation, his word throughout the four corners and true sincerity. Back with another lesson through Shem Prayer, about Shem Yahushua, Lord, and be edifying unto the elect of Yahweh, about Shem Yahushua. Alright, the topic of this lesson, is going into how our people will become, one of our biggest, enemies. And they already are enemies now, but really focusing on, persecution. All right, when we're made, enemies, right, of the government because of this word, and our people are going to be the main ones, coming up, against us. All right, happened before in the past. All right, and it's going to happen in these times. All right, an example. All right, with Yahushua in Luke. Luke 4, and the point is in 29, but I want to start at 24. I'm sorry, 23. I'm sorry, 20. Sluggy. Verse 22, it says, and all bear him witness, and wondered at the gracious words which proceeded out of his mouth. And they said, is not this Joseph's son? So they're not even, that in itself, all right, they're not focusing on the message. The first thing they caught that attention, like, ain't that Joseph's son? All right, saying they talking shit, right? Because we know our people. And be like, ain't that, what's his name? I know him, he ain't like that for real. What the fuck you talking about? That's the first thing our people go to, to scoff him. And it says that he said unto them, yea, will surely say unto me this proverb, position, heal thyself. Whatsoever we have heard done in Capernaum, throughout in thy country. And he said, reveal unto you no prophet is accepted in his own country, right? So, and again, people, talking shit. All right, because, it'll be our own people are the main ones to come against this. And it's a funny thing, too, when we preach about the deliverance of our people, the uplifting of our people. But once we, once they hear it, right, the first thing they do is start scoffing and talking shit. All right, they quickly come up against this truth without having a true understanding of what it truly is. And that's going to be a lot of our people in these times. A lot of our people are going to come against us, mainly off of just rumors, not really doing a deep dive themselves, but just listening to Esau, Esau telling our people we dangerous, and etc. That's gonna cause an influx of our people to come up against us. All right, and us that are living. If you are living with your parents and etc., don't be surprised that they come against you too. All right, because we know our peoples, just using the tribe of Levi, for example, extremely stubborn, don't listen. All right, just trying to do everything by the book. Listen to Esau, Edom. So imagine your face pop up on the TV, on the TV, and they see your face most wanted. All right, and your parents have especially if they've been scoffing what you're doing already, and they have not an idea, but they have a thought. All right, I'm saying idea of what you do, but not truly understanding it. So when your face pops up on the TV, like how they doing now with the FBI when they got the most wanted, all right, imagine your face on there, because Esau know who he is, most definitely. Imagine your face on there and they seeing that. What you think they expression gonna be? So this is what the fuck you been doing on Wednesday and Saturdays, whatever Esau come against, you've been fucking plotting to overthrow the government. You've been working with the Russians, especially with this technology with AI and shit. Esau's going to cause a great deception because that's his tools to deceive. And a lot of our people are going to be deceived, all right? But it's going to be a mistake unto them, all right? He says, but I tell you of a truth, many widows were in Israel in the days of Elias, when the heaven was shut up 3 years and 6 months. Going to Elijah when there was a famine. It says, when great famine was throughout all the land, but unto none of them was Elias sent, save unto Sarepta, if I said that right, Shalakia, a city of Sidon, unto a woman that was a widow. And many lepers were in Israel in the time of, it's like, if I say this right, in the time of Elisus, the prophet, and none of them was cleansed, saving Naaman the Syrian. It says, and all day in the synagogue, when they heard these things, were filled with wrath, and rose up and thrust him out of the city, and led him unto the brow of the hill, when their city was built, that they might cast him down headlong. So they come against the Son of God, all right, to throw him off a hill, to kill him, to end his life, just off of preaching the word and healing people. This is what our people is gonna come against. We are spiritually healing our people, but they're not gonna see it as that. They're gonna see it as whatever Esau tell them, this thing is. All right. It says, but he passing through the midst of them went his way. Right, Yahushua was able to pass through them. But be prepared for power as well. All right, because there's gonna be maybe multitudes of people running after you, or not even multitudes of people, but just Esau troops coming after you. We're gonna need to all right, get through that. All right, brothers have many visions. I had a vision. All right, troops running through my house. All right, spiritual power. They don't see me. Or it was another dream where it was the troops. They were shooting their guns. They shot, but it was like time slowed down, and I dodged the bullet. I ended up punching the troop, and the dream ended there. So, don't be surprised when these things do come to pass, because it is going to be needed, especially with the sword that Esau Edom, has. Got robot dogs, these drones, and these troops with their military, with their arsenal. All right, because Esau now will come. He's gonna come with all his firepower. All right, because he's gonna basically try us to see if the Lord is really dealing with us. It says that in Wisdom of Solomon, the 2nd chapter. So he's gonna come with everything to see. All right, and he will see. All right, he will be devastated of what's about to happen. All right, but this is Matthew 10, and so like you, I'm gonna start at 18. Well, no, I'm gonna start at 16. It's beware of men, for they will deliver you up to councils, and they will scourge you in their synagogues. I'm sorry, 16. But behold, I send you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves. Be therefore wise as serpents and harmless as doves. This is how we gotta move in a society. We're not going out to work and telling everybody that we Israelite. We're not telling everybody that we Israelite. We just moving on. All right, blending in Clark Kent. All right, because we don't want to draw no attention to ourselves. Not saying that we're ashamed of the word, but just using wisdom. All right, because we're definitely not ashamed, but there's a time and a place. All right, it says, but beware of men, for they will deliver you up to the councils, and they will scourge you in their synagogues. So we gotta also take heed. All right, because these things will happen, being brought against officials and mayors and etc. All right, judges, whatever the case may be. All right, for this word, he says, and ye shall be brought before governors and kings for my sake, for a testimony against them and the Gentiles. So because of this word, we're going to be brought up to again, mayors, senates. All right, these high officials. All right, because they know who we are. We think they making these concentration camps for immigrants. Nah, they doing that. Yeah, they doing it for immigrants, but on the second hand, they go be using those for to capture the men of the Lord and those that don't want to submit to his new world order. Right? And it says, but when they deliver you up, take no thought how or what you shall speak. Right? So, this is inevitable. This is not, all right, if this is going to happen. All right, the men of the Lord, all right, the elect, will be, tried. All right, because I'll just attest. All right, because they're going to try to see if we're going to denounce, the teachings of this truth. Denounce the name Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Alright. Ultimately, through the will of the Lord and through his mercy, we won't, do that. Alright, we're gonna, stand stiffly on his name. Alright. Alright, so it's only just a matter of time. Because, all of it's, and it's all according, the prophecies for the glorification and the praise, alright, of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Because even Because when these things do happen, alright, it's all for the glory of the Lord. It says, for it shall be given you in that same hour what ye shall speak. So we're going to be, like it was with Yahushua, all just going through the Spirit. Alright, the Lord using us, guiding us, even to the words that we, say. Alright, it's going to be given what we shall speak. Whether we say something, whether we curse these devils out, or, we say nothing at all. Alright, that's how the Lord's going to have it, play out. Alright. It says, for it's not you that speak, but the Spirit of your Father which speaketh in you. So it's not even us. Alright, we're not, saying it's us, because again, as I said, the glorification goes to the Lord. Now we're just vessels the Lord's going to use. Alright. In these last times. Okay. It says, and the brother shall deliver up the brother. It's like it's to death. And the father, the child, and the children shall rise up against their parents and cause them to be put to death. So there's going to be a lot of, division, especially with us that know, the truth. Alright, families coming against you. And not even families, friends, well not really friends, but people that you know in the world that's going to come up against you as well. I thought you was just a regular old nigga. You go to work. Alright. I know your business and that's it. They gonna come against the people that we used to know in the world that you may still talk to, or if you still talk to, they gonna come up against you. Alright? Because of the state the earth is gonna be in those times as well. Right? The minds of the people are gonna be easily, manipulated. Because Esau is gonna push fear. Right, and he's gonna blame it, on us. Like, these guys are the problem, and because the Hebrew Israelites, or what they call the black Hebrew Israelites, already have a, have a bad rep. It's gonna be easy, to play that card. Like, these men did this, these men did that. People are just gonna, just swallow it up. Okay, go swallow it up. And it says, ye shall be hated of all men for my name's sake, right? But he that endures to the end shall be saved. So this is ultimately, alright, a test. Okay, because it says, he that endures to the end shall be saved. Alright, we're doing this in the name of Yahweh Shai. Alright, we're doing this for the Lord. Alright, we understood what we signed up for. When we came into this thing, it was told to us, once we came into this truth, all right, that these things are going to happen. So we're not going to be surprised when it does, all right. But rather, it's to prepare us for what's to come. Because like I said, he that endures to them shall be saved. Okay. There's a lot of things that we're going to have to, endure for the names of Yahweh Shemel Shai. And this is one of the major, things. All right, the persecution and the hate, towards, the prophets of the Lord. All right, being faced, all right, with, death. Things that we never went through in this lifetime, probably went through in the past lifetime, more than likely, because especially the prophets, up to the prophets, right? But going through this, in this lifetime, all right. So this is not supposed to put fear in you, but it's supposed to, prepare you. Right? Because the Lord didn't give us a spirit of fear, right? Milk scripture, right? But of power and of love and of a sound mind. Alright? So we must remain confident. Alright? We must remain sound, calm. Not saying you're gonna be the bravest nigga in the world, but you're not gonna bug out. You're not gonna, when persecution arises, you know, you fucking haul ass. Like, you quick to, you know, you just throw in the towel. Like, I'm done. I ain't doing. I'm done, you know. Right? Like you Jake about to fight in a war. All right, he see the enemy coming with all his opposition, and he just quickly throwing a white towel. Like, damn, Jake. Okay. All right. But with that alone, this lesson was edifying. I want to give all praises to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, Bashem Chakadash, and the abundance of the apostles and elders, great millstone. Shalom to the Hakim teachings, word out the four corners.